Hi, this is Anil and welcome to the video tutorial for the Learning Lad on C++ programming. In this tutorial, we're going to be learning something called a ternary operator. A ternary operator in C++ is often called as the shorthand to the simple if and else. So to use this ternary operator, we're going to make use of two operators. One is the question mark and the colon. So the syntax of this ternary operator is, first we should have to write the expression which should result in either true or false. Then we have to write this question mark and then the statement that we want to execute. And just remember that we don't need to add any semicolon here in the statement, and then the colon, and then another statement, and in the end add the semicolon. So here this expression should evaluate to either true or false. So depending on this expression, the first or the second statement will be executed. If this expression is evaluated to true, then this first statement will be executed, and if this expression is evaluated to false, then this second statement will be executed. So to demonstrate that, we're going to write a program which is going to take the marks, and depending on marks, whether it can say whether you are passed in the exam or you have failed. So to demonstrate that, I'm gonna create a variable called marks, and I'm gonna ask the user to enter the marks. So it's gonna be cout enter your mark, and then let's make it mark because we are taking only one value. And here I'm going to use cin, and it's going to be in the mark. Alright, so now we're going to use this ternary operator. If you guys want to compare the mark, and depending on that, if you want to print out some appropriate message, what we were doing is we were using the if, and we're checking the condition, and if that condition is true, we are executing some statement, else we are executing some other statements. So here in C++ we can do the same thing using this ternary operator. So I'm gonna write the expression first. So in this case, it's gonna be is mark is greater than or equal to 35. If the mark is greater than or equal to 35, then we need to add a question mark, then the statement that we want to execute if this expression is evaluated to true. So here we just want to print out you are passed in exam. Alright, and just remember that we should not add a semicolon here. We need to write a colon, and then we need to write the statement that we want to execute if this expression is evaluated to false. I'm gonna copy this cout and I'm gonna paste it here, and I'm going to change this one to failed, and I'm going to save it, and in the end add a semicolon. So this is it. So this expression is checked. If it is true, this statement is executed, else this statement is executed. Alright, to demonstrate that, I'm going to save it, build and run this, enter your mark, let's say 40, and it says you are passed in exam. That's because this 40 is greater than or equal to 35, which means this expression is true, and that means the first statement is executed. Alright, now I'm going to close it and run it again, and this time I'm going to enter the mark, let's say 25, which is less than 30, and it says you have failed in exam. Alright guys, this is about the ternary operator, which is normally used in programming as a shorthand for the normal or the simple if and else. And also here this statement can be any of the valid C++ statements, and you can form this expression using the logical operators, or you guys can combine them and form the expression. Alright guys, thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like my Facebook page at facebook.com/learninglad, and if you guys have any doubt, don't hesitate to ask us, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.